What is going on, good people of YouTube? I'm ImJslay. Thank you so much for joining me, and wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. Today we're playing some Madden 21, but before we get into it, if you enjoy the content, leave a like rating, and if you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. If you missed our previous video, I'll leave a link in the description of this video for you to go check it out, but in it I discuss the best quarterbacks and the best quarterback archetype in Ultimate Team. Be sure to check that video out. So for today's video, I've got 4 more budget beasts that I use on my team, and I want to recommend to you to potentially add to your squad. Now, I have done several budget beast videos before on the channel. Go ahead and click on the card in the top right hand corner. It'll take you to the playlist. Now, some of those videos are going to be a little outdated. Some of them are going to have older cards that just aren't going to be usable on the team. But if you're new to MUT, go ahead and check them out. The good thing for you is that they're going to actually be lower in cost, so they're not going to be as expensive as they were during that video. So go check those out and then come back to this video if you're new to the channel. But we're going to be talking about 4 cards that you should be adding to your team. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first card. Okay, the first item on the screen here is San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Now, all of the cards that I'm going to be talking about, all 4, I currently use on my team. Now, I don't necessarily utilize Brandon Aiyuk when I'm running my offense. However, I feel like if I didn't have Tyreek Hill, if I didn't have a couple other options that I use at receiver, or if I used a different scheme altogether, I feel like Brandon Aiyuk would be a monster. This is with him powered up, right? So he comes with base 92 speed, 94 jumping. Once you put play fake on, he's got 90 catching, right? So he meets that threshold right there. And then as you can see, his route running is where he lacks, really. When you talk about the short route running, it's going to be 87 base, and then it's going to be 84 base medium route running. However, put the chemistries on there. They're going to get up a little bit. If you want to put the go deep chemistry on Brandon Aiyuk, it's going to get all the way up to 89, possibly even 90, right? So, but this card with that speed there, especially running him on a 49ers theme team like I run, that speed right there makes a lot of difference, especially when you consider, let's hop over. I'm going to actually show you how much this card's going for. As you can see right now, Brandon Aiyuk is only selling for about 66K. So a base 92 speed wide receiver that has the slot archetype that you could potentially get up to 95 once you add sprinter if you're running a Niners theme team. This wide receiver is going to give you a lot of value for what you're spending for him. I mentioned the slot wide receiver. I want to touch on just briefly why that's important. Okay, the reason that Slot Apprentice, in my opinion, is one of the better wide receiver archetypes in the game is because of the abilities. Some of the better wide receiver abilities, like Slot Apprentice, like Route Tech, Slotomatic, they're going to be lower as far as cost goes when you're talking about a slot wide receiver. Let's take a look at Slotomatic here. On a physical receiver, a deep threat receiver, that's going to be 4 ability points. On Brandon Aiyuk here, it's only 2 ability points, and as you can see, he gets better cuts and catching on short slot routes, right? So those little motion slants that you want to use with Brandon Aiyuk. Slot Apprentice is only a 1 ability point ability, to whereas some of the other archetypes, not necessarily a route runner, they're going to be able to get it for 1 ability point, but 1 ability point, right? So you can save on abilities that you can put on other players. Route Tech, one of the best abilities in the game for a wide receiver, as a 2 ability point ability. Now, Brandon Aiyuk can get every single one of these. You can put Slotomatic on his first ability slot. You can put either Slot Apprentice or Route Tech on his second, and then you can put whichever one you didn't put as his third. He also gets Outside Apprentice, but it's a 2 ability point ability. I wouldn't recommend necessarily running that on him, but that's why this card right here is a very, very solid option. One that I would say for 66K, definitely worth it. Go consider picking up Brandon Aiyuk on the team. Okay, the second card we're going to be discussing here today is former Cincinnati Bengal. The dude played for just a lot of teams. Niners, Raiders, played for everybody. It's the strong safety, Taylor Mays. Now, this card has been in the game pretty much since the 50s inception, and I am still using him on my team. Now, I do have 49ers partial theme team, so that helps out there. As you can see with that, plus the acrobat, not the acrobat, plus the sprinter that we have on him, he's up to 93 speed. If we had one more sprinter, if we had a full Niners 50 out of 50 theme team, or a full Raiders or a full Bengals, he'd actually get up to 95 speed, which as a middle linebacker or a linebacker, which is what I use him for, is phenomenal, right? Guy's got 98 tackles, so once again, using him at the linebacker spot with 90 combined with 93 hit power, you're not losing a lot there. And then you've got the added ability of having him at 85 man and 93 zone once you have that tier 5 lockdown on him. So just a solid overall card. Now the base card is going to come with about 91 speed without having any power-ups or any chemistries added to him, or 90 speed rather. And then the zone coverage, the man coverage is going to drop a little bit, right? Obviously, but once you add these abilities, once you add the power-ups on him, this card really, really shines. He's 6'3", so as a user, this is a very solid option. He's been my user for the longest time. Let's go ahead and hop over. I want to show you how much Taylor Mays is going for. Okay, another very good value pick here when you consider he's only going for 85K, and if we come up a bit, his power-up, this is the most expensive one right now, or the least expensive one rather, it's only 4K, right? So you're getting his power-up, you're also getting his player item for under 100K. Go ahead and get it powered up. Is going to use more training to do that, obviously, and then you want to throw Acrobat, you want to throw Flat Zone KO, put abilities on that you're going to be using. If you want to run Out My Way, right? Run Stuffer. Those abilities really are going to take this card to the next level. It's a super value card, one that's been over 300 to 400K in the past when it was first launched out. Everybody was using this card, and a lot of people are still using it. Go out and get yourself a Taylor Mays. Super value. Definitely recommend it. Okay, the third card we're going to be discussing is Baltimore Ravens right tackle Orlando Brown. Now, not the sexiest pick in the world, right? However, if you want to do anything offensively, you better have an offensive line that's going to be able to block some of the elite edge rushers. And Orlando Brown has been able to do that for me. I've had this card since it came out. I was even using this card when it was just the 81 overall card. But as you can see, just taking a look at the stats, he excels more as a pass protector. However, when he's really a balanced O-line, we've got some of his pass blocking stats boosted up with the tier 5 play fake. Coming in with 91 strength. Dude, 6'8", 345. We've got edge protector on him. I recommend edge protector over all day. I've tried out all day. I find that my tackles play a lot better when I have edge protector on them. That's the one that I would say it's only a 1 ability point ability for all of your tackles. As you can see right here, edge protector, stronger pass protection versus elite edge rushers, 1 ability point. 92 awareness, 92 pass block finesse is great. I'm sorry, the pass block power is great. The finesse not so good, so he's going to struggle a little bit on your speed rushers. You know, now we've got your Julius Peppers, your Javon Curse. However, they're most of the time going to be kicked inside, really on your outside, other than, say, maybe Derek Thomas. You know, you've got Lawrence Taylor. You've got, they're more of a power rusher, though. Ricky Jackson, more of a power rusher, right? So, needless to say, having that finesse, that power up, is going to help him more, in my opinion. Now, you will run into guys that do have Javon Curse, that have Julius Peppers on the outside, so he may struggle a little bit against them. However, if you are a run blocker, put some run blocking chemistries on him as well, because he's a very balanced offensive lineman. You'll get that run blocking threshold over the 90 overall, so that's definitely good to see there. Just an overall solid card. Really, if I've noticed my tackles, I had Trent Williams, and I've recently replaced him with Chris Samuels, who's a little bit over what we would like for in a budget card. But once I had those tackles fortified, Trent Williams was giving up literally sheds left and right. I couldn't do anything with him before. I've not had that problem with Orlando Brown. Not yet. I'm sure I'll get there at some point, but this card right here is still holding up. Let's go ahead and take a look how much he's going for. Okay, as you can see, the least expensive card on the screen right now is going for 52K. His power-up, he's more of an expensive power-up. I mean, it's a 68 overall power-up. It's going for about 10K, so you're going to spend a little bit more there. However, when you consider 52K for his item, 10K for his power-up, only 3K for his 80 overall card. You could use a power-up pass on here if you would like. I believe I have a 80 overall, 62 to 81 overall power-up pass on him. So, really good value here. Great right tackle, going to fortify your O-line. I definitely recommend Orlando Brown. Okay, last but certainly not least, we've got free safety from the Washington football team, Kendall Fuller. Now, I'm really excited about this card. I have not used this as my user. However, I am considering switching from Taylor Mays to Kendall Fuller. The only thing that is keeping me is going to be Taylor Mays' block shed is higher, and Taylor Mays is about 4 inches taller than Kendall Fuller, which that can definitely play a role. Right now, Kendall Fuller plays my right outside linebacker role, and he plays it phenomenally, right? 94 speed. Once you consider we have him as a Chief, he can get football team and Chiefs chemistry. That added with the sprinter chemistry, which we just have we have 15 sprinters, so we're not all the way up there yet. It would get to 95 speed if I had that second sprinter tier, or I believe it's the 4th sprinter tier, but nonetheless, 94 speed, 95 excel. Dude's got 98 man coverage. He's going to be at the linebacker spot. He's going to be locking down those running backs and tight ends. You can better believe that when I have him in man coverage. So if you want to cross man a running back, if you want to cross man a wide receiver that's going to be running a slant to his side, not a bad idea there. Meets the threshold with zone coverage once we get play fake on him. As you can see, those increased by 5. That's up to 96. The hit power is a bit concerning at linebacker, right? So that's why I'm considering making him the user just to see how it works out. 67 hit power, although nobody fumbles the ball anyway, so that's really not a huge deal there. The more pressing thing is going to be the height at 5'11", and the fact that, let's come down and look at his block shed. His block shed is only 66. Now, things that separate him, in my opinion, from Taylor Mays, the change of direction at 92, and then just the coverage stats in general, I feel, make him better. He's not going to be the best tackler, however. He's only got 86 tackle. But I want you to look at Taylor Mays, my current user. We're going to look at his change of direction, and you're going to see the difference, right? It's going to be shocking, right? 92 change of direction for Kendall Fuller. As you can see, the coverage stats for Mays significantly lower, especially the man coverage, but the dude's got 98 tackle. So as a run stuffer and 93 hit power. Run stuffing, not a problem, right? Block shed for Taylor Mays is up to an 80, which is insane for a safety, right? Remember, it was like 65 for Kendall Fuller, but look at the change of direction. It's a +5 increase for Kendall Fuller. As a user, using those routes, right, being able to cover multiple areas of the field, could change of direction user. It's very solid. So, I mean, really, it's kind of a coin flip, right? One better speed for Kendall Fuller. Mays has 4 inches on him, though. I mean, it's really a toss-up. I'm going to use Kendall Fuller just to see how they both play and see if some of his lesser stats, the block shed, you know, the hit power, that makes a difference. But nonetheless, that change of direction for Kendall Fuller is awesome. You want to use him, have no problem with that. Let's go ahead and kick over to the auction house. I'm going to show you how much he's going for. Now, the cheapest card for the Autumn Blast promo is going to be $89K. I did see one right as I was starting to record this video, just kind of making sure that these were all still in the prices that I've seen them before. For like $75K, man. For this card right here, super valuable, especially if you run him on a football team or a Chiefs theme team, which are pretty solid theme teams this year, right? His power-up is only going for about 2.5K. His 81 overall card is only going for about 3K. You don't need this item right here, this 83 overall, but if you wanted to use it, you can. It can go into the power-up, but you can substitute that for training instead, right? So you don't necessarily need that item, although at only 7K, it's not bad, right? Go ahead, get this card, power it up, use him at the linebacker position. I don't use safeties at the safety position. I use my corners at the safety position, right? We've gone over this on a few different videos before on how I set up my defense, but nonetheless, Kendall Fuller at the linebacker spot right now plays that right outside linebacker. I'm going to kick him into inside linebacker, see how his user plays versus what I've been using with Taylor Mays. But this is a solid card, good value at under 100K. Found him for about 75K before I started recording. Go ahead, grab Kendall Fuller. Not going to be disappointed. Okay, so that is going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like rating. If there was something that I was not clear on, if you have a question, or if you just want to say what's up, man, leave that in the comment section down below. I love interacting with each and every one of you down there. And if you'd like to see more content, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. I'm ImJslay. I'm signing out today. I'll catch you all on my next video.